What if I told you that laziness doesn't actually exist? That every time you've beaten yourself up for procrastinating, for not getting started, for feeling stuck, you weren't being lazy at all. You were being intelligent. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will flip everything you thought you knew about productivity upside down. Here's what nobody tells you about laziness. You've never been lazy about the things you actually enjoy. Think about it. Scrolling social media for hours? Easy. Binge watching an entire season in one sitting? No problem. Playing video games until 3 a.m.? Effortless. But when it's time to study, hit the gym, work on that side project, or do literally anything that could actually change your life, suddenly your body feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. Your mind floods with excuses. I'll do it later. I'm not in the mood. I'll start tomorrow. And here's the kicker. You think it's your fault. You think you lack discipline. You think you're broken. But what if I told you that your brain is actually protecting you? Neuroscientists at Stanford discovered something revolutionary. Procrastination isn't a time management problem. It's an emotional regulation problem. Here's what's really happening in your brain. Every time you think about a task that feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or overwhelming, your brain's threat detection system lights up. The same system that kept your ancestors alive when they faced actual danger. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between a difficult work project and a hungry predator. To your primitive brain, they're both threats. So it does what it's designed to do. It protects you. It creates resistance. It makes you feel heavy, distracted, and unmotivated. What you call laziness is actually your brain trying to save you from perceived danger. But here's the beautiful part. Once you understand this mechanism, you can work with it instead of against it. 400 years ago, Japanese samurai warriors discovered something that modern neuroscience is only now catching up to. They called it Kyojutsu, the art of using deception and misdirection to win battles without exhausting force. The core principle? Never fight your enemy head-on when you can redirect their energy instead. The greatest samurai, Miyamoto Musashi, won over 60 duels and never lost once. His secret wasn't superior strength or speed. It was understanding that victory belongs to those who prepare the battlefield. And here's where it gets interesting for you and me. Your biggest enemy isn't laziness. It's the way you're trying to fight it. When you try to overpower your resistance with willpower, you're locked in a battle you can't win. Your willpower is a finite resource. Your brain's protection system? That's unlimited. But what if instead of fighting your brain, you tricked it? What if you redesigned the battlefield so that taking action became the path of least resistance? Kyojutsu teaches that all resistance comes from 3 sources. Master these, and you unlock any task. Resistance type 1, the method. This is when how you're trying to do something doesn't match how your brain actually works. You're trying to write at a computer when you think better with pen and paper. You're forcing yourself to study with music when your brain needs silence. You're following someone else's morning routine when you're naturally a night owl. The task isn't the problem. The method is. Resistance type 2, the timing. Your brain has natural energy cycles. Trying to do deep creative work when you're in your biological low point is like trying to sprint with ankle weights. The University of Southern California found that people have a 2 to 3 hour window each day where cognitive performance peaks. For some, it's morning. For others, it's late at night. If you're fighting your natural rhythm, you're fighting a losing battle. Resistance type 3, the purpose. This is the deepest one. Sometimes that task you keep avoiding, it shouldn't be on your list at all. Your subconscious knows before your conscious mind does. That business idea that sounded good 6 months ago, but you can't seem to start. That relationship you're too busy to nurture. That goal you inherited from someone else's expectations. Your resistance isn't laziness. It's wisdom. The University of Melbourne found that 79% of abandoned personal projects weren't dropped due to lack of discipline. They were dropped because, deep down, people realized they were chasing the wrong thing. All right, here's where theory becomes practice. 5 steps that the samurai applied in battle, and you can apply starting today. Step 1. Conscious observation. Next time resistance hits, don't fight it. Study it. Stop. Take 3 deep breaths. And ask yourself, What exactly am I feeling right now? Is your chest tight? Are your shoulders tense? Is there a specific thought pattern looping? Are you suddenly thinking about checking your phone? Just noticing what's happening cuts the resistance in half. Awareness is the first weapon. Step 2, decode the resistance. Now, diagnose it. Ask yourself 3 questions. Is this resistance about the method? Would changing how I do this make it easier? Is this resistance about timing? Is this genuinely the wrong time for my energy levels? Is this resistance about purpose? Does this task actually align with what matters to me? Be brutally honest. The answer will tell you exactly what needs to change. Step 3, environmental architecture. Here's where you prepare the battlefield. Samurai didn't just show up and hope for the best. They chose the terrain, the time, the angle of approach. You need to do the same. Make your environment so friction-free that working is actually easier than procrastinating. Studies in neuroarchitecture show that cluttered environments increase cortisol by 32% and destroy your ability to focus. So here's what you do. Phone on airplane mode in another room. Close every browser tab except what you need. Clear your desk completely. Put on your focus playlist. Maybe even change your clothes. Design your space so your brain receives one clear message. We're doing this now. Step 4, the atomic start. This is the samurai's killing blow to procrastination. Never commit to the full task. Commit only to the smallest possible action. Not, I'm going to write for an hour. Just, I'm going to write 1 sentence. Not, I'm going to work out for 45 minutes. Just, I'm going to put on my workout clothes. Not, I'm going to study 3 chapters. Just, I'm going to open the textbook to page 1. Here's the secret. Your brain's resistance is front-loaded. All of that anxiety, all that heaviness, it's about starting, not continuing. Once you're in motion, 80% of the resistance evaporates. A study in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that people who used micro-commitments were 3x more likely to follow through than those who committed to full sessions. Step 5, ride the wave. Once you're moving, protect your momentum like your life depends on it. Use focused work blocks, 25 to 35 minutes of pure, distraction-free execution, then a 5-minute break. Why? Because your brain can handle anything for 25 minutes. And once you're in flow, you'll often want to keep going anyway. Track your progress visibly. Seeing yourself move forward creates an automatic motivation loop. Your brain releases dopamine not just from completing tasks, but from observing progress. Research shows that people who use structured work cycles are 42% more likely to complete complex tasks compared to those who try to marathon through with no breaks. Here's what happens when you master this approach. You stop trying to manufacture motivation. You stop waiting to feel like it. You stop beating yourself up for being human. Instead, you become strategic. You become adaptive. You become someone who understands that productivity isn't about forcing yourself through discomfort. It's about designing a life where the right actions feel natural. The samurai didn't win through superior force. They won through superior positioning. And when you position yourself correctly, the right method, the right time, the right purpose, the right environment, movement becomes inevitable. What looked like a mountain becomes a gentle slope. What felt like a battle becomes a dance. You were never lazy. You were never broken. You were never lacking in discipline or willpower or strength. You were just fighting the wrong battle in the wrong way at the wrong time. Every moment you spent feeling guilty about procrastination, you were actually receiving valuable data. Your resistance was a signal trying to tell you something. Now you know how to listen. Now you know how to respond. Now you know how to win without fighting. So here's my challenge to you. Pick 1 task you've been avoiding. Just 1. Run it through the 5 steps. Observe your resistance. Decode what type it is. Redesign your environment. Commit to just the first micro-action. And then ride that wave for 1 focused 25-minute block. That's it. Don't try to overhaul your entire life. Don't try to become a different person overnight. Just take 1 micro step, because that's how transformation actually happens. Not through massive overnight changes, but through small, intelligent adjustments, repeated consistently. The samurai understood this. Modern neuroscience confirms it. And now, so do you. The battle is already won. You just need to show up to the battlefield you've prepared. Go make it happen.